What's up, guys? Spin Firearms here, and as we all know, the last 2-3 years between SIG and Taurus, that's what everyone's been talking about. There's a lot of other stuff that other companies are doing that are great, but Taurus has taken up the market because of the price point and making good firearms for that price point, and even they could raise the price and still get a lot of sales. And then also SIG with the macro and so on. But anyways, a lot of people always ask me, review these two firearms, trying to make a decision. So here we go. The Taurus GX4 is a very small firearm. It's similar to your P365, similar to your Hellcat, and so on. 11+1 with the flush mag. And what's nice about this design is they designed it to be small, but you can still get good 2 fingers, sometimes a third, but they do make that base plate that just drops down a little more. No capacity, but you can get that pinky on for people who like having their pinky on their firearm. Now, the texture is one of those firearms that I would not add any grip to. It has an awesome grip on it already for me. And the number one thing I like about this firearm is the ergonomics. When you feel this thing, I don't care where my pinky is. When I'm holding it like this thing feels so good in the hand. I know it's secure. I know I'm going to shoot it really well. It also has a metal reinforced frame, which really helps with recoil, and also just being a durable firearm. Now, awesome memory pads right here. I really like them. I like that there's a little, indent, so basically your thumb does have a little something to push up against to fight recoil. Awesome front and rear serrations. Nothing wrong with those. Glock pattern sights, so you have every Glock sight option in the world. The finish is the one thing I do complain about when it comes to Taurus. The finish goes quick. I don't even carry this firearm that much. It has a couple thousand rounds through it, but the finish from drawing out of a holster has just been, it goes downhill quick. That's all I got to say. But that's not a problem because I don't have rust. I can always send this in and get it coated. And that's fine. I'm not carrying this firearm. I'm not too worried about it, but no rust, so I can't argue with that. It's a good overall setup. I really like the ergonomics, like I said, and with that 13+1 magazine, you can get all 3 fingers on it. Feels even better. Now, they come with multiple back straps. I like this back strap because it just sits right in my palm perfectly. I put, grip here, boom, and it sits really nice in my hand, really nice. And it's a smooth shooter for its size. Very accurate, very good firearm. Now, one thing people say about the trigger is it's heavy. Yes, it is a little heavy, but it is very short and it's very crisp, and the reset is awesome. This is a perfect everyday carry trigger that you will never have to add one modification to. Also, the design of it feels really, really natural in your finger. Now, the one downside I will say about this trigger guard is not a lot of space for gloves. So if you use gloves, that may be something you do want to think about, but you could get thinner gloves in there, no problem. Reliable firearm, awesome firearm, can't argue with the GX4. To be honest, I like it better than the G3C, and that's just my opinion. So if it was between the two, I like the fact that I can flex my GX4 into a pocket carry, but I can also add that 13-round mag, and they're coming out with larger mags and also base plates for them. I like that I can pocket carry, but I can also put 13+1 in there with my other mag. That's all you need. Whereas the G3C right here comes with 3 12-round mags. So this is a 12+1 setup. And I did get the one with the manual safety because that was the best price at the time. It's never affected anything, never accidentally turned on, nothing. But once again, the finish on the Tauruses is the one thing they lack. But you got to think about this, guys. They're coming out with firearms sub $300. You can't expect the world from it. You can just expect a running firearm. I have 2 G3Cs, never a single issue with either of them. Never had to send them back, nothing. The trigger, I'm not a big fan of. The reset's decent, but that first trigger pulls a little long. Let's just be honest and real here. But it has restrike capability. So if you have a light primer strike, you don't have to rack the slide again. Just pull that trigger, and you'll have a chance to let that round go. A lot of people don't know that about the G3C. It has restrike capability. But once again, Taurus made a really nice texturing on this grip. It feels really good in the hand. You don't need any grips for it. This base plate's pretty nice. You can get different base plates. I have the 15-round mag with the grip sleeve on it. Feels really good in the hand, really natural. This is going to be bigger than a Glock 26. The 26 goes to about here on it, but similar length of slide, similar width. So if you have one, that's a good way to compare. Serrations are nice, can't complain. I don't really care about front serrations, but they are there. Glock pattern sights. Like I said, reliable. The one complaint is a trigger, but I do like having all these memory pads they put in. They're all good. They really function. This does have a rail, unlike the GX4 and the 26 and so on. So people really do like that. It's just a good working budget firearm that I can't complain about. How long is this going to last for? I don't know. But between my 2 G3Cs, I have thousands of rounds, not a single issue, shooting terrible ammo at times. And it still ran. Shooting steel case during the pandemic, and it still ran. No rust. No issues. I mean, like I said, the slide is a very minimal thing when it comes to the function of your firearm, so that's not the biggest deal. And like I said, you can always send it in to get Cerakoted and such, so that is not an issue. It's a good firearm. Takes down just like a Glock, which a lot of people like. Whereas with this, they do send you a little keychain that looks like a firearm for the takedown, or you can use other things for it, but that little keychain they sent you has a reason for it, and that's to take it down. Great firearms. Can't argue with either of them. If you want a bigger firearm and always going to have your pinky on there, G3C. If you want a Micro 9 that can compete with all the other Micro 9s, but you only want it to be $209 with rebate. If you go on Bud's Gun Shop, you can get the rebate right now. This will be $209. Can't beat the GX4 in my opinion. But that's my opinion. If you go to the range, ask them to hold them. Go to the the gun store, say, can I hold them? Flip a coin, whatever you got to do. They're both great firearms. Can't argue with either of them. Do I carry them? No, not really anymore. I used to carry the GX4, but that's because I have options that I like better. That's just me. There's nothing wrong with either of them. Both great firearms. Can't go wrong with either. Thanks for watching.